Hello Suzamin, welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all having an awesome day so far. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A, but it's not going to be like any other Q&A that I've done before. This time I have a special guest, which is Josh.
What's up, Diana Very's audience?
Yeah, he's going to be asking me all of the questions, and these are questions that you guys left over on Instagram. I haven't actually looked through them, so I'm quite curious to see what you guys asked and if there's any juicy questions in there. I don't actually know what he's going to ask, but I'm also going to be taking you guys around Berlin. It's Sunday today. We're going to go to Mauer Park, and we're going to get coffee first right now because I need some caffeine, and I'll answer the questions throughout the day. So I hope you guys like this type of video. Let me know if you do, and let's jump right into it. We just took Miles' car. Honestly, the best thing ever. We recently got our German's driver's license, so now we can rent these amazing cars, which is just awesome because it means you don't need to buy a car or pay for car insurance or anything.
All right, this question is very relevant to today. So Jason P. Swan asks, how's the recent heat wave affected day-to-day life in Berlin?
It's been brutal. All of Europe has been having a heat wave, but it's been so freaking hot in Berlin for the last month. I don't think I've stopped sweating, TMI, for the whole month. It's so disgusting, and it's loud bike. It's really, really hard to sleep at night. It's like 35 degrees, and if you don't know, there's no AC in Berlin or in Germany really, so it's just been quite miserable. Today and this past weekend has been a bit cooler, and I've been honestly loving it, but I know come winter time I'm gonna be missing the sun.
So I got two questions. They're both from the same person. So shout out to Vanessa Golzari.
Thanks, Vanessa.
So first question, how did you find your apartment?
How did I find my apartment? Okay, I always like to say that finding an apartment is a rite of passage in Berlin. It's the struggle that everyone has to go through. So just be aware that if you are moving here, you're gonna struggle. Just quick background check. Quick background. If you've been watching for a while, then you already know this, but we moved 6 times in 1 year, the first year that we moved here, because we could only find short-term flats. But then we ultimately did end up landing our long-term flat, which we've been at for over 3 years now. So we did find it on Immobilien Scout, which is a big search engine marketplace for flats. And we got really lucky. We were one of the first people to send a message for it, so we got to see it first. But it's honestly a really big struggle. You have to treat it like a full-time job. You constantly have to be searching for flats, constantly refreshing, applying like crazy. So you have to be very, very patient. And I want to warn you guys that there are a lot of scams, especially if you use eBay Kleinanzeigen. There's a lot of people who will try to scam you for a flat, say they have one, they ask for a deposit, and then a lot of people have gotten robbed that way. So do not pay for any type of flat unless you see it for yourself and unless you trust the person that, that's going to be renting it out for you. You really want to make sure you see the flat in person, so do not pay for anything before moving here. But yeah, be patient with that because it's a struggle. Did I answer that well enough? Okay, cool. I feel like I can make a whole video on this, and I think I will eventually make a whole dedicated video on this because there's a lot of elements to finding a flat here, but that's just a quick spiel on how we found our current flat.
All right, second question also from Vanessa. So when you travel without your dog, where do you leave him?
Yeah, so we got really, really lucky. We found an amazing person that takes care of Kai. She is a professional dog walker. Kai absolutely loves her, so he always stays with her. And we just feel really comfortable anytime we travel because he's having the best time, and he goes on weekly walks with her as well. I'll insert pictures of him and his friends. And yeah, we just got really lucky and found an amazing lady that takes care of him for us. So I wanted to jump on here and give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Busuu. Busuu is a language learning platform. I've worked with them in the past and I am a huge fan of the platform. I think you guys would really like it if you're trying to learn a new language. They have connected over 120 million people with experts, and they have a huge community that you can tap into if you are trying to learn a new language. They teach Spanish, Japanese, of course, German, and they have a bunch of other languages that you can check out. Something that I've actually really found super useful when using Busuu is that they can create a personalized study plan for you. So if you're, not feeling super motivated one day to learn a language, or if you're just feeling discouraged, then having a study plan has been really useful for me just to help me stay on track so that I do learn the vocabulary and I do make progress towards learning, of course, in my case, German. So yeah, that's been super helpful. They also have bite-sized courses. So if you want to just make it more manageable for your day-to-day to learn a new language, that's been super cool. They have been really kind enough to offer you guys a special promo. So if you do click the link below right over here, you have access to Busuu Premium for 7 days for free. So yeah, you can go ahead, check it out, tap into their huge community, learn a new language, and just work towards those language learning goals that you have. I know for me, this is a struggle sometimes to stay motivated, but like I said, I've really found their platform really helpful, and I think you guys will too. So I'll go ahead and leave the link down below for you guys. And thank you so much, Busuu, for working with me on this video. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump back into the Q&A. We're gonna go to Mauer Park now, do some thrift shopping. I don't know, I just like to browse around. I think we're gonna get some lunch too. And now we're just waiting for the tram. But we're gonna do a rapid fire question here.
This is a quick one. Ruben46 asks, if we have a Canadian passport, do we need a visa to travel to Europe?
No, you don't need a visa. Most countries allow you to stay here for up to 3 months with a Canadian passport, but if you wanna stay longer or you actually wanna work here, then you need a work visa, or you can apply for a job seeker visa. Food in my teeth. Okay, hit me.
All right, next question. This one is from Tilson Nikon. What do you like the most about Germans?
I love their sarcastic sense of humor. I just love it. I think it's so funny, and if you're not used to it, it can definitely make conversations very awkward, but personally it's my favorite thing. I also like how organized they are. Sometimes it can be a little bit annoying, but I do like the organizational aspect because it just makes things run usually a lot smoother here. But yeah, the sarcasm, hands down, my favorite.
Love your content. Is winter in Berlin as bad and depressing as people say?
Hi, Camilla. Thank you for your question. And yes, I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad because definitely winters in Canada are way harsher, way colder. So it really just depends on what you're used to. But in terms of depressing and gray, it is very, very gray here. She did say gray, right? Or sorry, what was the last part?
She said, is it bad and depressing?
Depressing, yeah, it's depressing because it's very, very gray. I would say in Toronto, where I'm from, winters are cold, but at least it gets sunny, and so it makes it a bit more bearable. But here it's just constantly gray and cold. It usually doesn't get below, -5, but it's still very, very cold. So actually what we're thinking about doing this winter is doing some sort of winter escape, maybe go to Portugal or Spain or something for a month just to break down the winter a bit more, because yeah, we definitely find ourselves getting down during the winter time. And I think that's why in general Berlins love summer and we go crazy during the summer and the city's so fun, just because we've all been cooped up during the winter and we just can't take it anymore. So yeah, good luck if you're moving here.
All right, next question. Anka1990 asks, why does Berlin annoy West Germans?
Why? I think this is quite complicated. From what I understand, and again, I've only been here for 5 years, I think Berlin has always cost the rest of Germany a lot of money because there's been a lot that has happened in the city. So from my understanding, a lot of the wealthier states have had to pay for a lot of things in Berlin to be repaired and restored. And just traditionally, Berlin is a more free-spirited place compared to the rest of the country. I would say a lot more free-spirited, and it doesn't play by the rules of the rest of the country. So I think that's why it kind of has a bad reputation in a way for the rest of the country. And also just Berlin is a bit more grungier, a bit dirtier, a bit more, laid back and just chill. And just by nature, I find that Germans are a lot more rigid in a lot of ways. So I think it's just culture clashes, really. So yeah, that's my take on it. I know there's a whole other history as well to this, but from what I've heard, those are some of the main things. But if you guys have any insight that you want to share on why this may be, please leave it down below. And I'm feeling really self-conscious about this angle. Do I look crazy?
Yeah.
I wanted to try something new. Alright guys, that's going to be all for the Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Josh for picking out the questions, and thanks to you guys for sending your questions. Let me know if you want any more in-depth info on anything that I brought up. Leave it down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I post videos all the time, and I would love to see you here next time. And yeah, just have an awesome rest of the day, and I hope that you're all enjoying the final days of summer. I am boiling hot, so I'm gonna go home now. Tschüss!